Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video we are going to talk about the Castlevania Hack 128-1 multi-game card. And it is maybe the best multi-game card if you're having a raging problem. Because this thing, it's the hack version. So at first I'm thinking, what the hell are we going to get with this? So I'm very curious, first thinking we're going to get a lot of hack games like Sonic hack games that are just basically brand new games or with minor improvements. But no, this is something totally completely different that we're going to talk about today. But first let's talk about the quality of the cartridge. These are more like the premium Chinese knockoff cartridges. And the reason why, because we're getting two little parkers over here that hold the two shells together, and I can tell you that is needed. I have the cheap versions. If you accidentally drop them, they will split and your PCB is flying around. What I find quite interesting is that it comes with a very cool label, but the label is a little bit messy in my opinion. So if you take a close look at it, you can see that it has a lot of different titles on it and it has a little bit of a mix of everything. I am not the biggest fan of this. So the quality of the label is good, but the design is pretty damn messy. At the top we're not really finding a title or something, just megadrive. I find it a little bit disappointing, to be honest. I really like when they are putting the title of the cartridge due of collectible reasons. Enough chit-chatting regarding the cartridge, let's try it, let's boot it up and let's see what we're going to get with the games. But the first time I booted it up I was thinking, what are we going to get? Because I didn't know there were hack games on it. What I find very sad that we're only having the Asian language. There is no English. I tried every button. I was hoping to switch between Asian and English, but so far I know there is no English. So we're going to get this manual. But we're having the pretty little picture in the left corner, so we know what we can going to get, or we can a little bit figure out. For the people who are familiar with most of the games, you can see what kind of games are on it. But because the list itself is not really bad. There are quite some good games on them. And I'm very interested, how are they going to play and what are we going to get in the end. 128 games, it's a big collection if you're looking at different cartridges I've reviewed here on the channel. So this is the list. So I found basically every good title you can think of. There are not a lot of RPGs, but keep in mind you can save, so far I know. Okay, so let's try Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and let's see what they tried. Oh, yeah, okay, so we can kill the enemies, but they can't kill us. So I'm guessing they basically give us the invincible hack in this game. Okay, let's try to kill ourselves with a spike and let's see what happens. Yep, you can't kill yourself with the spike. But what did they change with the Street Fighter II game? That is something I'm very curious about. I'm guessing the enemies can't hit us, but we can't hit them. Let's see if I'm right. Round one, fight. Even when they're throwing, they can't do any damage. So guys, so if you want to do a little bit of a training with Street Fighter 2, this is the perfect way to do so. So with Street of Rage 2, they did some things a little bit differently. So to begin with, I don't need the extra life because we are just invincible like all the other games. So this is a great way to play the Street of Rage 2 games without getting any damage. But there is something that is slightly different with the previous games I've shown you. Because you can get hit, but they don't do any damage with this game. So that is the biggest difference. With Golden Axe 2 it's a little bit differently, because it's the same like Street of Rage 2, they can hit you but they can't kill you. But another thing is that we can do super moves like this when we're going to collect the books, but you can see that we don't have infinite super moves. So compared with Street of Rage 2 that we can use the super move over and over again, we can't do this with Golden Axe. But the worst thing with this game is that you can still lose lives. So there are some minor differences between all the beat 'em up games. And there's always a little bit of surprise, what are we going to get? So when it comes to Ghosts and Goblins, Ghosts and Ghouls, I think this isn't a very hard game to play. But with this hacked version, it's just easy peasy and you can walk by every enemy. Even if it's very easy, you can still change in the dark, but yeah, it doesn't even matter because the enemies can't hit you. It's just a little bit of an inconvenience, but it's an easy way to finish the game. And not raging, for once. And even if you can't get killed by enemies, there are some other things that can kill you. For example, in stage 2 I was just jumping around like a wicked crazy dude, and out of the blue I died. Well, with this game it's just completely different. We don't have any power moves, the enemies can't kill you, and even for example an explosive barrel can't do any damage to you. So this is cheesy to the maximum level. I did try to, let's say, fight different characters, but there are no characters that had the possibility to kick my ass. So this is just a 100% invincible mode with this game. Of course I needed to try one of my favorite games, Mortal Kombat 1, just to see what did they do with this game. How cheesy is it? How cheesy can it be? And I can tell you, it's pretty damn cheesy, in my opinion. Like the previous fighting games, they can't hit us. And we can just do our super moves, even when they are freaking blocking. So it can get cheesier than this. There is no way the enemy can beat us. So with Super Shinobi we're basically invincible. We can still do our power move, but we can do it only once. So this is a little bit of a bummer that you don't have infinite. Yeah, doesn't even matter by the way, because we have just invincibility. And the fun fact is, even if you're having the shield, there is no way they can hit us. So that is something that is pretty cool, pretty convenient. Just you can just run through the game, Slice and dice. And to make it even more awesome, we can just basically glitch through the walls. We can drop in a cliff and we can walk beneath the stage itself. So there's nothing that can kill us and we can just cheat the full game. So let's jump in this hole and we're just going to walk further and nothing can beat us and kill us. But I did find a part like this that we're a little bit stuck. So that's a little bit of a bummer. Okay, last but not least, let's try and shoot them up, and what you can see already, I can die, but I have infinite lives. So that is the hack for this game. It's a little bit strange in my opinion, they can just still die. I don't get it why they don't give us invincibility, but at the end it's a cheesy way to play a shoot 'em up, and yeah, just enjoy the game. Okay guys, so this is what you're going to get with the Castlevania Hack 128 in 1. I think this is maybe the first if it is the last, we need to see in the future, but one of the unique cartridges I've ever seen. So basically what they did, they hacked all the games, or they did more like in Game Genie, and they make us all invincible, so you can die in most games. I did find some minor glitches, minor problems with it, but at the end, maybe it's fun to play for the children if you just want to play a game and you can die. At the end, it's just funny. I think this cartridge is more like a collectible item. You don't need to take it very seriously, but it's funny that you can die in any game, and they just put a lot of hack games on it. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of this. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit the little bell, and I will see you in the next video. Yoo-hoo!